Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's having a good day. Can you guys hear us all right? Making some technical changes over here and down the microphone at the moment. So hopefully everybody can hear okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Another beautiful Michigan morning here at Schlief Tropicals. Thank you for joining us this lovely morning. We're getting into that spring weather.
69 degrees here yesterday, and it's going to be 70 again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that is delightful.
Yeah, it feels like I'm on a tropical vacation compared to what we've been dealing with.
It's been very rainy, but it's been really nice.
Yeah.
How's it doing over by you guys?
Everybody been having a good week so far? 82 for Kim.
Nice.
Oof. It's warm in Texas, is it?
Yeah.
60s, okay. Yeah.
Anything that's above 30, I'm just extremely excited about.
Yeah, I mean, it's our time of year, really. I mean, I feel like coming into this weather, it makes it feel like the long, cold, hard winter. We're past it. We're over the hump. I realize there's still going to be some cold mornings and days and stuff. So we're not out of the woods completely, but yeah, we're enjoying it. A little foggy and chill in Connecticut.
It was really foggy here the last couple of days.
Yeah, like really, 5 days in a row we had fog. You could barely see down the street.
Yeah.
So it was like a season for a minute there where it was like heavy fog. Snowpack in the mountains.
Marine layer. Yeah.
Now, my sister-in-law is from Colorado, and they were doing a lot of telling us about how the snowpack is super thin right now, and that's going to contribute to the fire season later, and how that is needed and lacking. So hopefully the people who are getting snow need it and are not like New York and out that way pretty walloped. So you can't really control where it comes down, I guess. You know, you just have to prepare for it, especially if you live in that snow region where it happens. So as you can see, there are plants available in the store. There's a few people that have been taking advantage, finding some good stuff. And yeah, we encourage, take a look while we're going along. We're going to show you a few pretty plants. Welcome, YouTube. Yeah, so we have a few trays pulled. A lot of good stuff.
What are we doing today? We're going to continue our fence dismantling project with you guys today. Caleb's got a couple more species we're going to pull off the fence, chop up, trellis, things like that. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate that.
Try and make sure that they're very well established. We make our own soil, and they're rooted in a large cup of it, so they have a good long life in that cup before you really have to do anything. So hopefully I
saw that, yeah. We've got them all packed and ready to go out for you tomorrow.
Exciting.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, very exciting. Yeah, we packed up a bunch the other day, so the soil, we really enjoy how it drains, how it gives the roots just enough moisture, but not too much. It dries out in just enough time so that the roots have a really happy in the middle existence, not too wet, not too dry.
It's that time of year for repotting. And
yeah, absolutely. One of the plants that we're going to be repotting today it's a size up situation because it is it's a favorite of ours. I don't want to let out any secrets just yet, but it's been growing on the fence. Those of you who've been with us for a while know that our fence situation, I refer to it often. It's one of those things that it's the bane of my existence. It was an idea I had that rather than having trellises for each individual plants, I could just put them near a fence and let them climb a fence like a trellis in a garden or something, right? Sounds like a great idea. Well, if it was all the same plant, that might work out. But as they've grown up that fence, they've tangled with each other, and it's made for quite the mess, right? The fence, the dreaded fence. You guys know, those of you who've been hearing about it, the infamous fence. it's coming down this year. Like I have a very hard and fast goal of taking it down. Merch about the fence. That would be funny, right? Down with the fence. Support your Hoyas individually. Oh my goodness. So yeah, it's a choice I made in error, and I talk about it frequently. I'm not perfect. You can tell by my fence. But yeah, it's something that I've been working on steadily. And it's one of those things that, you know, it's slowly but surely. I can't take it all down at the same time because...
Yeah, got it. Taking care of it now.
If you take it all down at the same time, y'all have too many propagations and I'll overwhelm my system. I don't have enough room in my propagation boxes for all those cuttings at the same time. But they're all great plants and I want to propagate them in their turn. So I've been kind of taking my time cutting them back as I go, but also trying not to let new plants attach to the fence as well, because they're still growing in that proximity. And so I'm constantly having to pull them back and untangle the ends where they try and make their way. So it's one of those things that it's an adventure always. Sometimes it's a wrestling match, but it's always like carefully, delicately trying to untangle something. And then there's 10 other plants in the way and you realize that they've grown over and twisted with each other. It's always an adventure. So sometimes it's a lot of cuttings. Sometimes it's a lot of untanglings. Sometimes it's a combination of the two. Today, I've gone ahead and made sure that what we're going to do isn't going to give me too much hassle on camera. So I've cleared a path, if you will, to make it so that this one is going to be a little bit easier to get at. In terms of filming and also in terms of just ease of untangling. So there are some that are much more tangled than that. And like, that's just something I have to take my time and yeah, right. Exactly. You can't curse the fence when you're live on camera. So you have to do those ones when you're off mic. Yeah. So the long and short of it is we're about halfway, I think, towards clearing the fence out. So I think that that's some real good progress. I've taken some very large plants off of there. Some of them I cut up. Some of them I was, I do have one more cooking. Yeah, I can go take a little look-see.
I can't figure out how to get to the YouTube comments again.
Oh, are they still active?
Last time I did it on YouTube, but I don't remember where. Technology's been fighting me all morning long, so. I got a new phone and like everything in my life disconnected from it, which was fun. So I've been trying to get everything back in order. Usually I can just pull up YouTube on the tablet and then turn off commenting on the live, but I can't find the phone. New phone is traumatic, yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see if it becomes a problem. I'll call support.
Okay. This is what I found under the floorboards. This little guy was kicking around. So.
There's a bend in one leaf there, the propagation leaf.
Yeah, there is a little mechanical damage here just because it got folded. But that's the new leaf coming in. Super beautiful, super pillowy. I just love how these guys come in. This gorgeous new leaf. Fuzzy on the back. So, yeah, very beautiful. Yeah, so the fence will be our topic of conversation for
let me know if you want that
later.
one too.
How much I water? Okay, roughly about 3 ounces per cup per week, give or take. I mean, it's not an exact measure, but I would say roughly.
Okay.
Okay. Send that to you. But yeah, it's I allow for the water to pour right in. I tried to do it right at the stem. And then as it absorbs through the cup, it sort of distributes fairly evenly.
Yeah, you got, is this plain water?
Yeah, it's.
Do you think you can show it on or no?
Open
water.
This is too.
Oh yeah. We're gonna find something we're not gonna ship.
Probably not. So here's a cup, and I'm gonna give it about that much.
You don't have to worry about it pouring through the bottom because it will like redistribute the moisture through this kind of soil because it's so porous.
As you can see, as it goes down, it's spreading out and it's darkening that soil considerably. And that will make its way through the entire cup. Some drips may come out the bottom hole. That's okay. The excess will flow through quickly. But the idea is that some of that will absorb through the soil and allow for that to be evenly distributed. It's really important that you don't flood it out because then it takes on more water than it can handle, I think. And then it gets overly wet and the roots can be damaged. So you do want to be mindful of that. A small amount of water absorbs in and it finds its way through. If it doesn't, a gentle squeeze on the side of the cup will help to break up any compaction that's gone on in the soil. That will allow it to help distribute a little better. Oh dear, marginalia melted. They can be a little sensitive. I find that any of the stems that are yellow or pink or white, those light colored stems tend to be a little bit more tender, a little softer, and a little more susceptible to potential melting. It does happen occasionally. Once those guys are pretty well rooted, they generally are pretty good about it, but under those circumstances, if you're watering till water comes out the bottom, sometimes it can be a little much for a plant. Now, because it blasted its leaves doesn't necessarily mean it's going to totally fall apart, but if the stem is soft, that's what I would consider a plant melted. And unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do to bring that back unless there's a portion at the end of the stem that's still salvageable. But if they're relatively small, sometimes the whole plant, it can happen. It's happened to me a few times where I've had one just totally go and the whole thing is gone. Okay. If the stem's still good, just keep watering it a little sparingly and let it sort of slowly rebound, and it might just regrow all the leaves on there. That's the beauty of Hoyas, is they're not limited to one set of leaves per node. They can have a problem, decide to blast those leaves, and then when the plant's healthy and happy again, regrow leaves on that node. So that's the difference between Hoyas and philodendrons and aroids, is they're limited to how many growth points they can grow, whereas Hoyas are unlimited. They can do as many as they need to. A little bit more versatile in that way. Mine do quite well in the prop box. So if you have access to aeroponic propagation, I do think it is a good way to go.
Does she mean like a humidity box?
Oh, in terms of humidity, I tend to go more towards having moisture in the soil with where the roots can reach it rather than ambient humidity. I find that ambient humidity sometimes is difficult to manage. Fresh air exchange is really important for your roots, and in those humidity enclosures, often it's lacking circulation of fresh air. Oxygenated air is not getting to the roots in the plant because it's trapped in the environment. There's not much air movement, but then also that the movement of air into the root zone is really important, so that they can dry out, that they take that cycle, and that they go through wet, dry periods is important for that root health overall. No problem. I hope it helps. Like I said, I know that it can be sometimes very frustrating when you see your favorite plant not looking well or, acting poorly, but they are resilient, and sometimes even just giving them normal care, they'll bounce back from something like that and rebound really well. You just have to be patient, though. They are.
Reach out if you need help. We're always happy to talk to you. I don't know.
Right. Okay, let's show some plants. How about it?
Yeah, and then remind me when we go outside to show you guys the new stuff we got. pretty.
Oh yeah, some good stuff. All right. First of all, I don't know which of these, I lost track of what sold. So I might show you something that's not available. If it isn't, shout it out, and I may have another one under the floorboard. So first things first, we have a beautiful quinquevaria, gorgeous glossy leaves with great veins. These sun stress really nicely. You can see this upper leaf here is getting some really nice color to it. Super stunning though. These really glossy, and I feel like the veins on these look like lightning strikes. So pretty. They're easy to grow.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Very beautiful, very convincing. I just think that, yeah, they have all the things. If you're looking for a beautiful house plant, throw that on a trellis and just let it go to town. It's a very easy plant to get big, and it's stunning. So,
good morning.
All right, another favorite of ours, tiny lacanosa leaves. This is the peregrine durian, the smallest leafed lacanosa. I just love them. They're so cute. They sun stress to this really nice deep purple color, and the splash on them is so cute. But yeah, they grow really fast and they're adorable. The flowers are also very tiny and fuzzy. And like I said, it's our favorite lacanosa. They're just the cutest little lacanosa leaves you'll ever see. Okay, next we have this beautiful wildflower, SMS wildflower. I do have one more. Let me go see. You want to show this guy off? Beautiful wildflower.
This is an SMS hybrid. We've never been able to find what it's actually crossed, but I would be very suspicious of some sort of pubicalyx. Maybe pubicalyx fungi, pubicalyx carnosa. But it's very, very fast grower. Flowers very easily for us. Has a really pretty flower. So definitely recommend that one. I think this already sold. I'm not sure if anybody wants more. I'll ask him. This is Tecgonensis. This came from Catherine to our collection originally. This came from Catherine, right? Mm-hmm. Originally, and it's been a lot of fun to grow. It's so darn cute and tiny. We grow them in the prop box, but then we acclimate them to ambient humidity, and it's done pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, right? It's the cutest little thing. It's like a micro serpens or something, Yeah, I really enjoy it. It loves the humidity box. It's gone wild through there. But yeah, it's just a cute little thing. The texture on the leaf, it's like goosebumps or something. It's got these little bumps all over it. It's super cute.
All right, you have another smaller one there? Or?
I have a smaller one. This is going to be 10 less because it's tiny and adorable, but if you're interested.
Okay.
All right. Now, this is the one that I just watered, but I think it's still fine. I'm not worried about it not shipping well. This is a Lacanosa longleaf Malaysia. These, on the opposite side of the scale, are the largest Lacanosa leaves that I've seen. That we grow anyways. They're very beautiful. The flowers are big and the leaves are big. So I really enjoy it. We're big fans of Lacanosa, and I went on a big kick not too long ago.
It was like 3 years ago.
And had to collect them all. And there was quite a few available at the time, and I scaled back my ambitions to have them all. But I still love Lacanosas, and so we do have quite a few of them. Yeah.
You want sniper?
I see it. I want it. I'm pegging it. Fantastic. All right. This is another one that Catherine sent us. This is a new Mani. This is a large, somewhat thin-leafed, but this is a very fast grower too. So it grows a nice vine and these large leaves that are very, I don't know, this looks like one of those flowering Hoya type leaves, like kamuki or something like that. Yeah. Yep. This is one. The mother plant has really taken off for us. It grows like a weed, super fast and very beautiful. I really enjoy it. It's kind of like, it gives you the satisfaction of growing a thin leaf, but it's that doesn't act like a thin leaf. It's not so temperamental as some of the multifloras or some of those other ones that they just don't withstand. That's cool. I can't wait to see it. So if it flowers as well as it grows, then I'm looking forward to that. Oh, that's cute.
Cute.
Yeah, they look like bubble gum. That's adorable. Yeah, so that's a really cool one. And I do have more of those too. So if others are interested, it's a great one. And yeah. What else do we have here? This Nong Nooch did go. Just so everyone can see how pretty it is. Here is the large Maharani, Diversifolia Maharani. Again, big chunky roots, and this thing just grows like a weed, but it is a little bit more on the sensitive side for overwatering because of that light colored stem, like we were discussing earlier. Okay, next we have the beautiful Achi Bogor. This is one of two in the shop right now. This is the larger one.
No.
Very beautiful. And this has that really nice feathery type raised vein pattern on the leaves. I really like that a lot. My recommendation for this one is don't put this in your brightest light spot. The leaves tend to get a little bit bleached from that, and it just likes the lower light. Personal advice. I mean, you don't have to listen, but that's what I suggest. Okay, next, here's another one that really loves the lower light. This is a RV Dick. Really beautiful, interesting leaves. They kind of remind me of viola a bit, but a little bit longer. They have that same sort of taper down by the petiole. The Dicks, yeah, can't get enough. Well, some folks. Anyhow, it's very beautiful. The splash on these leaves really comes out when you grow it in the lower light. So the leaves get this really nice, rich green color, and then the splash is just such a nice contrast. I can show you my mother plant. It's really doing nice things. Yeah. I actually moved it out of the brighter spot. Let me go show it because it's pretty. People will want to see.
You'll notice with this week's orders that we have new, should be Danny Flynn. We have new tags, new labels. So if you don't like them, let us know. Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to find speedier ways of doing things, and the old label printer was just very slow. So that is pretty.
I mean, I have to say, it may not be the biggest stick, but it is one of the prettiest sticks in town. Look at this leaf. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. The dark color with that beautiful splash, it really comes out and comes alive. Such a beautiful plant. This one is one of the ones that I saved from the last batch. Mm-hmm. This is one of the box of Dicks. So
the original box.
Yeah. My mother plant did not do well, and so I saved one of them, and this is what it's done. So
looks nice.
Right? Exactly. Anyhow, they're just a great plant. I really enjoy them, and it's really coming along nicely for a rebound. Right? Okay, next we have Pubicalix Pink Silver Ghost, another really great easy grower that I just can't get enough of. Our mother plant just, it's almost to the point where I can't even bring it in anymore, but it just keeps growing these long vines. And as I cut them back, the leaves get bigger and bigger on the first node of the rosette. So like the mother plant just keeps getting fuller and fuller of these massive, giant silvery leaves. So big fan of this one. It's been a very easy, very fast grower. Sometimes you get more splash than others. Sometimes you get full silver, but because these are not full silver does not mean that the next growth won't have a lot of splash. It's just kind of, it's in the genetics and it grows out.
And it looks pretty both ways.
Yeah, I really enjoy it with a good amount of green on it as well. And full silver is also very beautiful. But either way, it's a fast grower and very beautiful. again, I can't get over how it's produced larger and larger leaves like that. I had to look it up, and we found out that it's rejuvenation that it's called when it does that. But it's just such a cool phenomenon to watch your leaves get larger and larger. And I don't know, they're just prettier and prettier, those big silver leaves. Okay, here's another favorite of ours. This is Subquintupla nervus New Moon. The outer variegated on these leaves is absolutely gorgeous, and you can see that pink on the rim. The brighter the light you give it, the more that really pops. It's such a pretty leaf. These grow thick, chunky stems. As you can see, that stem is not kidding around. Also, you can see there by that new set of leaves, there's a little peduncle there. These are very frequent bloomers. They don't take long to grow a big, thick stem with several peduncles and to give you big, chunky peduncles of large umbelled blooms. So it's a fun one to grow. The one thing about this is it loves to grow sideways because of gravity. It'll like sort of lean really hard. These leaves are thick and chunky and heavy, and same plant. Subquintupla nervus is just the name they've given it. They used to call it pachycolata. Yeah, but this is the outer variegated variety, so it's the New Moon. But Subquintupla nervus is just way more fun to say. All right. Is that all of them on this tray? I think we did them all. Look at that. Whoa. Flying right through. One tray down.
It's not the same as the para elbow, though. We get that question a lot.
They look somewhat similar. They look a lot similar. And they have very similar leaf texture. But yeah, it is a different plant. Para elbow has a much different shape of leaf. They're more like
I agree.
Pointed like that, whereas the Subquintupla nervus, they're almost full round at the end.
Did everyone see the new how do you want to say episode, but it's not episode.
Journal.
The new journal. New
publication. Release.
What do you call that?
I would say publication.
Publication, but what's like when it's Stemma put out a new one this week. Issue, thank you. Issue when it's a magazine. What's the
issue?
I don't think it's available in print yet, but it is available digitally. I haven't seen it available to order yet.
Yeah.
I think they intend to do that later. If you're not familiar, Stemma is a group, a Facebook group, and a Hoya journal. They publish usually once or twice a year, I think. And they just put out their new one.
Yeah. And it's like trusted science that we've all been waiting for a long time. And so it's kind of like eagerly awaited when they have a release. We're all like, oh, what are they going to say?
I really like the printed versions
the new named
too.
Species. What's the flowers look like on this plant or whatever. It's really a lot of fun to see.
They have a couple of really deep articles this time on some of the historical people in Hoya growing.
Nice.
And then a couple of deep dives into like Numelarioides and a couple other species.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good source to find accurate information that people have put a lot of energy and effort to make sure that it's scientific there. So that I think is a welcomed thing to the community because there's a lot of people saying a lot of things that are not scientific, but this is actual science. So I think that that's something that we can all benefit from is knowing a little bit more about what these plants we love are. So it's a lot of fun. I think that's very cool. And it's nice to be able to see sometimes what you're aspiring to grow or what your plants are capable of. They'll show some really beautiful sun-stressed plants and beautiful flowers on plants. And so it's very cool to be able to see that and then say, oh man, I hope I can get mine to do that.
Yeah.
So, all right, we have Swiffer's Dream. A really beautiful, easy growing, gorgeous leaf, nice and glossy and very pillowy too. Kind of reminds me of cakey, but more pillowy. Okay, next we have...
Do you see that, what they call it, maple candy? Yeah, that's it. The new Swiffer's Dream hybrid, maple candy. It's variegated. Oh,
really?
It's so pretty.
That sounds
pretty. An inner variegation, maple candy. Yeah, it is stunning. Yeah. I'm definitely going to have to get my hands on it. I mean, it's one person's seedling that was from Swiffer's Dream Cross, so I don't think it's circulated very far yet. But yeah.
Yeah, there's so many of those candy cultivars that are named after Candy Crush and Cotton Candy and yeah. Wow. All right, we have Matilda.
I still want Nightmare too.
Yeah, that's a beautiful one too.
And Candy.
Matilda is an easy grower, easy to flower. It's just got all the things. When you mix Serpens and Carnosa, you get ease of growth, but also these cute little adorable leaves. Yeah, 300 a note is too much for me. I can't pay it. Can't do it. If it would stay there, I would think about it, but it never does. Okay, we have BPO1. This one did sell. Last one in the house, so good grab. Very nice plant. Okay. Next, we have McGilvery. Another really great fast grower with beautiful leaves. And also the flowers on these are really why this is collected.
What number that is?
This is an 001. So yeah, this is part of our new effort to have more available plants and yeah, all of our efforts to keep track of them all. We have introduced a SKU system over here. So we're implementing it as we go. And it's, tedious and time consuming and fun. Lots of fun. Okay, we have AH049. Very beautiful big leaf species that has these gorgeous splashy spots, gorgeous veins, and massive pillowy leaves. So very beautiful, easy to grow, but just amazing. Right? It's very practical in a very unpractical sort of way. It starts out impractical. Hopefully it gets to practical at some point. Okay, check this guy out. This is a Haifeng. Look at that peduncle on there. Good. Very mature. This is a really great one. I really love this species for the flowers, and this gives you a really nice head start to seeing those flowers for yourself. Big purple blooms, big umbels of purple blooms, and very frequent.
You're like magenta.
Yeah.
And hot pink.
Yeah, fuchsia, magenta, something like that. But yeah, very, very beautiful and easy to achieve. Again, it's not one that makes you wait, but this one already has a nice peduncle on it, so you have even more of a head start. This thing looks like it's bloomed probably 25 times. So it's just a great plant. Not a very fussy plant, but very beautiful green leaves, and it those flowers are noticeable from across the room. It's one of those things that you don't have to really zoom in close to see them. They're just something you see from across the room. All of a sudden it's blooming and you're like, oh, wow, look at that. So I really enjoy it. And again, it's one of those plants that you don't really notice it in the collection until it's flowering. It's just a green leaf that's sort of unassuming, but it does stand out when it does decide to give you those blooms. Okay, next we have Wilbur Graves Silver. Very beautiful, easy grower. This guy's doubled its size and leaves. Super pretty. I just love that silver. Give it a little bit brighter light. It starts to turn a little bit of a pink color. I just love that too. Ours is getting very pink, and it keeps threatening to flower.
Why. It has such a pretty iridescence to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's almost like a shrunken down silver dollar in a way, but it has its own, if you hold it up side by side with the silver dollar, it has its own vibe to it too. So yeah, I'm a big fan of it, and it's been sizing up quite a bit too.
It grows fast. I mean, it already put out 2 new leaves since I took the picture of it a week and a half ago, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, and the mother plant is growing even faster, so it's really a pretty one. I enjoy it. Okay, next we have Kamale. Adorable little shovel-shaped leaves. Super cute. They're a little bit thicker than they look like they are. But it's just so cute. Grows really fast, and it gives you these cute little adorable flowers. So, Kamale. Okay, next we have Dapple Gray. Large-leafed Carnosa variety. Beautiful, big, chunky leaves, thick stems, thick petioles. This grows a nice thick vine, and it's definitely a good trellisable Hoya. We haven't seen the flowers on that one, but I imagine that they're very Carnosa-like. as it is a carnosa. So, okay, we have 004 Shepardii, another cataloged Hoya, super gorgeous. We have quite a few of these available, so if you don't like the shape of this one, check in the store. There's quite a few others that are in slightly different configurations. Most of them are growing out a couple of nodes here, but a very beautiful and easy growing plant. They also give you gorgeous flowers, and they have those, the most thin and long leafed. I just love it.
Is that one that's good for like doing the pinning around the top? Like if you coiled it, would it root back in?
Sure. Yeah, you could do that, and it could regrow new growth points. It also grows more leaves on those growth points as it cascades. It'll grow more on the top. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those Hoyas that wants to continue growing upwards. Like this one is doing that very same demonstration. You can see 3 growth points here. As the stem dips down, this plant is still trying to grow upwards. So it's activated all these other growth points to try and grow up. So this is a Danang. No, Dalat. I'm sorry. Yeah, Dalat. Vietnamese species with gorgeous round leaves. They get really nice dark margins and these glossy, beautiful leaves.
What's really interesting, it has 3 separate growth points it's trying to grow.
Yeah, isn't that wild? So, yeah, we'll see who wins the race. But
it really wants to go upwards.
Yeah, it's motivated. All right, here's another favorite of ours. This is Ricardo. You can see these big leaves are so pretty. They've got nice veins, nice splash, but the size of them is something. They remind me a little bit of like an obovata, but not, they have more personality, I say, than an obovata. It looks more like a leaf to me than an obovata does. But Ricardo's really cool, and it's named after Rick. It's not one of his hybrids, but someone grew it and named it after him. So if you know Rick and Swiffer, then you know he's one of the Hoya legends, if you will. I'm trying to think of the right word.
But I will sing to you in Espanol.
Well, there you go. See? I've not had the pleasure.
You got to listen closely.
Yeah?
Yeah. Sit there quietly and listen.
Okay, next. Oh, we have one of those para elbows on this tray, so that we have the subquintuple nervous right here, but you can see the shape of that leaf, how it varies. It's a nice point. Still has these amazing pink margins on the leaf as they newly come out. I just think they're such a pretty one.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It'd be fun. If there was Lucy to go with Ricardo.
Yeah, that would be very cool. It would have to have red curly hair.
At least red margins.
Right? Yeah, I love the para, and we just repotted a couple of our mother plants into a hanging basket, and it's really coming into its own. Super beautiful. I think it's getting a little bit brighter light where it's at now, so those margins are really coming in, and I love it. We're going to be keeping a nice sized mother plant of that around because, yeah, can't go wrong. It's just such a beautiful plant.
I don't know if I've seen the flower for that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I would guess it looks verticillata-like, but... See if I can find anyone who's flowered it. I don't see anyone who's flowered it quickly here. That's true, yeah. Because para albo is not a scientific name for it.
Yeah.
So I would suspect it's some sort of verticillata cross.
Yeah, that's one of the few that I've heard reputable growers calling elbow in terms of Hoyas.
Yeah,
that's typically something
really
people refer to monsteras, and it's not a proper term in terms of description of Hoya. It's outer variegated
in the Hoya genus, you should be using inner or outer variegated and not elbow.
Yeah.
It's a trade name, right? So.
Yeah. It's just in Hoyas, it's a misnomer. It's not correct. So unfortunately, this one, it's what everybody calls it. So that's what you have to call it, but it's actually not proper Hoya terminology. So I'm reluctantly
you can put it in quotes. You can use whatever word you want.
Yeah. Or parentheses.
Yeah, or parentheses, yeah.
Or in parentheses, you can call it purple, even if it's not. All right. We have Colonel Meekins. This is a really beautiful specimen, actually. This is quite a bouquet of these big, beautiful, round, fuzzy-backed leaves. It's a stunner.
Number 2.
This is number 3. 003. All right, we got that one.
Yep, that's just not the one I have listed. It's this one here. Okay.
All right. Well, what we have here is this absolutely stunning array of gorgeous leaves, continuing on with a nice vine in the middle. This grows very quickly and flowers very quickly. It's just such a pretty one.
We've got a few here, so don't worry.
Yeah, you're not going to miss the window on that. And I will be making more cuttings. It's just one of our favorites. We love them. So we'll try and keep one of those around. Here's another favorite of ours. This is Renuensis.
Yeah, it does look very funky. I like.
It does, absolutely. That's my best comparison is we have a fungi round leaf. And it's, if I didn't have tags, I might, well, obviously it's a much larger plant for us, but I might get them confused. Renuensis, again, is one of our favorites. They just have these amazing leaves. The midrib crease is very distinct and like wavy leaf down the margin. I just find them to be so striking. And then those veins. Our mother plant, one of them, is growing up in our bedroom, and some of the leaves are getting closer to the light, and so they're giving one demonstration, whereas the others are a little bit lower on the plant, and they're giving a totally different presentation. So it's a very interesting species in that you can get it to grow in a lot of different ways, like I guess like a lot of the others. I guess it's not that unique. But bottom line, Renuensis is one of our favorites. I have a huge one and likely to remain so. All right, here's another really great one. This is Mayumi. Beautiful new leaf, gorgeous dark margins, fast growth, and very quickly sizing up. This is number 1001. It's really, really stunning, and there are multiples in the shop. So if you're looking for one of these guys, pick out your favorite. They are stunning. Okay, next we have Sigillatus intervariegated. Look at that, stunning new leaf there. Absolutely gorgeous. This pink sunstress on these with the splash makes these look like they're not even real leaves. It's just so, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one to have on your wish list.
It's otherworldly. It's super beautiful. And again, it's just one of those, we've had mixed bag of luck with some variegated Sigillatus, and I love Sigillatus, full stop. I love them all. But some of them have given us a little bit of hassle trying to keep variegation on them. But this one has been a strong, steady performer, and they're just so pretty. Okay, next we have the second Achi Bogor. That gorgeous new leaf there. Absolutely stunning. Again, fast growth, easy growth. Really, really beautiful front and back on these leaves. Okay. This is another favorite leaf of the tray. Check this out. This is a verticillata splash. Absolutely gorgeous. That new leaf is coming in so pretty. Full lineup?
No, we had family in town.
Yeah.
So we've not been connected really this week.
Yeah, it's been a busy week for us in our house. Lots of cooking, lots of hanging out elsewhere.
Yeah. Did you get anything good? We got that plant that we ordered from you from Hanfi this week. We'll show you when we go outside.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. Next we have species Tangamus. This one is 002. Gorgeous new leaf there coming out of the top. And a couple of beautiful leaves down here. This is a favorite of ours. We've grown it for quite a few years. This is from our original Indonesian import.
I didn't even know it got splashed.
Stunning. Really?
No, and I was like, what's on this leaf? You're like, splash. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so pretty. The veins on these leaves are just so stunning. Yeah. It grows in a lot of different ways. You can sun stress it, red, orange. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I really enjoy it. The margins get really dark, and then the leaves start to get a little bit sun stressed, and yeah, it's just it's a very easy grower.
You're not getting notifications? Oh no. Yeah, there was I guess a big update this week. There was a big change in the way that you handle inventory on Palm Street.
Yeah,
which is causing
a lot of shakeup in the industry.
A lot of
on the back end
learning around, and I feel like I've had a couple people tell me that they're not seeing things or they're not getting notifications. So I think hopefully the next update will solve those problems.
Yeah, and you may need to reload the app on your phones to get the new features. Sometimes you have to update. So take that into consideration and maybe, refresh. Right? Doesn't that help sometimes? If you turn it off and turn it back on again?
Yeah, blowing it.
Bankulu. Absolutely gorgeous. This is another one of our favorites with this iridescence that the new leaves come in with. Absolutely stunning. Okay, next we have Thomsoni white flower. Small leaves with cute little splash. And white flowers. Thomsoni is definitely one of those fuzzy leaves, but it's fuzzy different. It's not like the Colonel Meekins fuzzy on the backs. It's like a kiwi fuzzy all over.
Did you get it from us, Catherine? I can probably go through and figure out which one it is if you bought it from us.
Yeah, I haven't sold any pinks in a long time.
Yeah.
We have sold a few whites.
You might be one of the few people who had a pink from us because it's been a long time since we sold it.
Yeah.
But you've been buying long enough.
Yeah, I think... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few pinks out there, but it's a small handful. Our production of those has been pretty low over the years. Thomsoni, full stop, has not been an overproducer. They're not especially fast. They're not especially fast, but they are very rewarding and very pretty. When they do actually bloom, it's really pretty. Okay, here's another one of those diversifolias. This is a Maharani. I just love these guys. They get these nice large leaves, nice and shapely. The other diversifolia intervariegated that we were growing, it was just not a good grower. It was a jerk. The leaves were growing in different, like every leaf was different and small, and they would fall off, and it was just not a great plant. I discontinued them. I didn't want to pass that bad plant behavior on to anybody else. So I was like, you know what? You guys are just going to go right in the compost. There's no saving you. Sometimes it happens. If there's species that just don't make it to production because they just don't behave right. And that was one of those ones that I was like, you're not worth the hassle.
They weren't pretty enough to want to work hard for them.
Right? Sometimes you got a box full of extra serpents and you just got to do something with them. All right. So we have 001. This is a RCX50. Very beautiful. This is an elliptica cross. Very gorgeous vein pattern, similar to elliptica. They're a little thicker in the leaf than elliptica, but not by much.
It's super pretty. It's very fast growing.
Yeah, they sun stress really nicely, and the flowers are gorgeous too. So it's been one of those really high performers for us, but sort of slide in under the radar high performer. Yeah, it's interesting. RCX50, that's all we know about it. But yeah, the flowers on it are gorgeous, and it's an easy grower too. Okay, last but not least on this tray, we have Michele. Another interesting one. I like to say this is a patience builder Hoya. They're gorgeous. The leaves are stunning, but they're not fast.
That vine just keeps getting longer and longer every week. But
yeah, it's been growing vine, but it looks like it even blasted the new growth on it.
Oh, no.
It's just kind of slow. So if it starts getting out of pace, it blasts, and then you just have to wait a little longer. But it will grow eventually. It's just one of those ones that, yeah, trellis in a home maybe would be helpful.
I do think that that's one that doesn't like to be jostled a whole lot.
Yeah.
So trying to keep it in and out of trays all the time.
It's definitely not the best life for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can easily knock off those new growths, and it's one of those ones that if it's been taking you a long time to grow it, knocking it off is less than ideal. But it does happen from time to time, and you just have to work through the kinks, you know. It's part of the deal, you know. Sometimes these Hoyas, they grow very fast. Sometimes it's a lot slower process that you have to work through. This is a fast grower here. This is a silver dollar. One of my favorite parts about this is like understated and underrated. You look at the leaf on the top side, it's beautiful silver. You look at the back side, it has this gorgeous modeling pattern on it. They're super pretty. So it's something that you don't really think too much about, but it's a fast grower. These leaves size up really nicely, and they're really, really pretty. So, silver dollar. No?
How much is it?
Let me hold it up here. This one is $35. A bargain.
Okay.
I remember.
Good morning.
When I first became aware of this plant, it was going for a lot more. So the prices have mediated a lot, and so I just think it's a fantastic plant. I would not suggest you pay $600 for it, but if you can get one for $35, it's a real bargain, and they're such a pretty plant. Okay, species AH001. This is Vietnam. Stunning speckly splash on these ample leaves. Nice long vine here. This is a stunner. Very easy grower, and I'm told it has beautiful flowers. I've not seen ours flower. It's been on quite a journey. It's now recovering from a rough time, but yeah, it's a stunner, and I really enjoy this plant. For a while there, it just stopped growing for us.
I don't have this one either.
This one either. I found a tray that's not in the system, guys.
I think some of them are. How much is that?
This one is $45. A real bargain for a big plant, super gorgeous and ready for a trellis. This is a good one. Okay. This is a small plant, but very beautiful. I really enjoy this species.
International Women's Day.
Hooray. I didn't even know it was International Women's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Okay, we have species AH 053. Mm-hmm. That's the one. AH 053. I drew a blank after AH there for a second. This one is a really beautiful sun stress pattern on this. It gets really nice red and yellow as it sun stresses. The gorgeous flash. It's a really pretty one. I really enjoy that. And it's not been the fastest grower for us, but they really are stunning. They have sort of a heart shape to them, but it doesn't grow like a verticillata. It's got a very different form to it. So I'm curious to know what the genetics on that are, but I don't know. Okay, next we have this little beauty. This is a Crimson Princess. Adorable little leaves. I'm not enamored with the Crimson Princess. I never have been. Sometimes they give me a real heartburn trying to propagate, but this particular cultivar has been giving us some really pretty leaves. So it earned its way to start. Oh man. Isn't it gorgeous? Like, I feel like it has like vibes, like a Brazil or something like that. Like it's got extra. So I kept it because I'm like, that's not a normal Crimson Princess. Right. This is 15. Right? I just think it's got such a cool look to it that I couldn't help but keep it, and it propagates better than most of the other ones that I've grown too. So I don't know what it is about this particular cultivar, but I really do like it. So I'll continue to offer them here and there. The Caleb special, right? Yeah, I don't know, man. I really love it. It's very consistent with its color and just a producer. Okay, here's another really cool one. I really enjoy these guys. This is a micro dwarf. Cute little tiny leaves that get sun stress. You can see, well, I don't know if you can see. There's little tiny veins on these leaves. So like they have all the character and personality of a larger leaf. Kind of almost reminds me of Nicholsoni, where you can see the vertical vein lines on the leaf, but they sun stress really nicely and they're adorable. Yeah, kind of a little bit like watermelon. I could see that. Yeah, they have a very Dischidia-esque vibe to them. Very thin stems, tiny, tiny leaves, and I don't think anyone has flowered this one yet. So we're still waiting to see what the flowers actually look like on this species. Join the race. Get yourself one of these adorable little micro dwarfs. I advise get them in a good cup of soil like this. They're a lot more stable. This is a thirsty plant, but it's a plant that if you drown it, it will die. It does not like that heavy moisture, too much wet. But this soil has been working really well and keeping them very happy. And I really enjoy them. It's such a cute little species. Okay, next we have Disanthia, another really interesting, unique looking leaf. This one is the same thickness all the way across the back of the leaf. Like there's no rise for the midrib here. So I think that's very unique. That's why I always point it out. Very glossy, very shiny, beautiful leaves, fast growth, and easy growth. They flower similar to a carnosa, and it's just, I think, a very satisfying plant to grow. They're very beautiful, glossy leaves that makes a really beautiful house plant. So even if it's not Hoyas that you're obsessed with, it just makes a really pretty plant. The soil, it's similar to a lot of the other Hoyas that we grow. I find that our soil is great for them. And this, I've grown it in heavy coconut chunks and also in this, and I find it to be a little bit more stable. They are a thirsty plant, so they want to get a good drink, but in the chunky mix, I was finding that they were drying out too quickly, and therefore it's tricky. But in this soil, I can water them once a week and they stay nice and healthy, and they don't seem to have that same roller coaster of dramatic behavior. I hope that it is. I do think that that's something that does contribute to plant loss, is that hard swing one way or the other. And then in order to remedy that, you give it a little more water, and then sometimes it stays too wet. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, next we have this beautiful Marili. Giant, beautiful, pillowy leaves with that gorgeous.
Our soil is a peat-based mix, so it's peat moss, perlite, vermiculite, and fir bark.
Yeah. I find it has the right porosity. The water perks right through and it distributes really evenly, but it doesn't stay wet for long. It doesn't compact and become heavy. The vermiculite and perlite help to prevent that compaction. And it's really been, I think, a game changer for a lot of the health of our Hoyas, in the sense the roots are getting a good oxygen exchange. So it's not just that they hold the water, that the water purges through them faster or better. It's that they don't stay away from the air. They can get air that follows down below because it stays nice and light and fluffy. Okay, this is a species Caleb, the largest maybe that we've ever offered. So you can see two long vines growing out. They're not huge in the leaf, but very pretty. Nice little splashy leaves. They are known to get a little bit of sun stress here and there. I've not cooked one yet. I think we're going to have to do that this summer with one of the Nicoles and one of the Calebs that we have. I really like them. I think they're really cute. If you don't have a Caleb in your life, here's an opportunity for a nice.
Things must be really calm.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Probably rarely on the edge of your seat if you don't have a Caleb in your life.
Yeah.
I highly advise it. It's just a handful goes a long ways, but it really does make an impact. You can mix it in with your soil, and then as you're planting, it just becomes less and less of a need to again, with this plastic cups, you can give a gentle squeeze and do some aeration and reorganize how that soil sits in the cup. But with the perlite and vermiculite, you don't have to worry about that as much.
Yeah. And it's pretty glittery. Makes your soil look fancy.
Yeah. Yeah, I do enjoy these too. I think they're very cute leaves, and they look like one of those verticillata that have the, you know, the nice color and splash and all that good stuff. So I don't know. They're not the fastest growers in terms of overtaking the place. That Nicole grows way faster. So it's definitely a little bit slower, but I don't know. I think that the leaves have they have personality. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, next we have flagellata, another favorite of ours, very gorgeous. The leaves on these kind of look like that prehistoric stone look. Really nice splash on these, and the flowers on these are adorable. So a great one all around.
Just that.
This one is 45. So flagellata, it's just a solid grower, but again, it's one of those very unique flowers that has like the little whiskers on the flowers. So they're very cool.
Yeah, it is equal parts perlite, vermiculite, peat moss, and fir bark.
Yeah.
We like to use tiny pieces of fir bark, which is the same thing you would find in like an orchid mix, but we buy what's called repped bark.
Yeah. Yeah, they're already in 1/2 inch to 3/8 inch pieces, so it makes it just so much easier to mix into. When we started using that, we were using smaller cups, and as we sized up, we found that was just the best size for our particular needs. So Hoyas don't necessarily need to cling on to the large chunks like a Phalaenopsis orchid might, but they definitely do like to have something in there that breaks up the soil and allows for those pockets of air, and it sort of breaks up the media. So I definitely think that there's benefit to having all three amendments, and the peat is my favorite base for the soil. I do realize that there is a finite amount of peat, and so I do see an obligation to get the most out of the use of it. But that's why I think that growing these cups in a cup like this, where a plant is ready to live its life in here, is not wasteful, because you can take this home and have it grow in there for most of its life. I agree. There's too many reasons why I don't like coconut, either in chunk or in shredded form. It has its purpose. I'm not going to say it doesn't, because I do use it for containment of soil, or I use it for other purposes, for mounting or other things. But when it comes to soil media mix, I find that there's an absorption of nutrients that it does that's not beneficial for most plants, and that you have to add a lot of extra nutrient in order to balance that out. And I think that it's more work you're creating for yourself by using that in your mix. That's my opinion. So take it for what it's worth. I am not an expert. I'm an enthusiast, but I definitely love my Hoyas. We've been growing them for quite a few years now, and we've found certain things work well and certain things work less well.
No, so, I've not heard of it. What is it? What's it made of? Banana peel?
Maybe banana stalks, since
Stormy,
it's a grass.
If you have questions or need assistance in keeping your Hoyas happy and healthy, just reach out. This is one of our favorite things to do in this community is share our information so that people don't give up on Hoyas.
We can do up to 4 in a priority melon box, which probably means nothing to you, but it's our largest shipping container. If you need more than that, we may be able to work something out and do a custom order and pack a larger box somehow for you. But let us know, reach out to us, and we can accommodate you there.
Okay.
But that's a decent amount of soil there. 4 bags is going to repot quite a few cups.
Coconut works well for some people. I think coconut works really well in an environment where you either have a lot higher humidity or a lot more sunlight than we do here in Michigan. But it's not that any of these things are better or worse. It's finding the right one that fits your environment and your watering habit.
Yeah. For our carnivorous plants, we're using more of an inert sort of a
Hear your experiences.
a stone. It's a lot of inert stone type materials. There's like pawn and perlite and things like that, like minerals. So there's less peat or organic in it at all. I know some people do use peat. Peat is a popular substrate for carnivorous plants.
I'm trying to avoid peat. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
It can definitely smother some plants if you don't use it well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point, Wendy. How often do you want to interact with your plants? How much time do you have to interact with your plants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find that it's more maintenance in some ways, but it's also very inconsistent in some ways. You'll get pockets where their water is going straight to or staying, and some pockets that are dry. And so that's part of the reason why I don't prefer it. I don't like to knock, because a lot of people do use it. Some people find it's the best thing to use, and I'm not sitting here trying to judge anybody else and what they've decided. I just am telling you what I've decided, what we use, and the reasons why we think it works best for what we're doing. We don't add humidity to our situation. The humidity and moisture that we're adding is water to the cups. And so the humidity swings between 50 and 35% in our grow space, but there's no humidifier running in there. Catherine. Aw. Do you have any left of the Drosera? I'll mail you one, but I don't know how well it will travel. I grew a few and they're doing well. I really am enjoying them. I think I might want some more, but man, did it take so long to grow them from seeds. You have to have a lot of patience for Droseras. They're just not fast. Okay, next we have this beauty. This is another AH049. Absolutely gorgeous. You can see that new leaf coming in there. Very wobbly and wonky, but that's sort of how they come in. And you can see all that beautiful splash already. Nice long vine here on this one. This is slightly different shape than the other one, but very beautiful nonetheless. Okay, we have Callistophila. This is one of our favorite cultivars that we grow of Callistophila. No distinction, but this is just a regular standard Callistophila that has pretty veins. Really nice dark color, pretty splash. Sometimes the splash gets bright light and turns pink. Sometimes it just stays nice and silvery, but it's super pretty. Easy grower. This one is 45. Callistophila. Hopefully this is the last one that you hadn't seen. Did we show this, Jennifer? We didn't show this, Jennifer. Very beautiful. I know this one's in the store. We discussed it the other day. Very beautiful. Jennifer is one of those unique species that I think doesn't get spoken about enough because they're just highly underrated. It's like a workhorse, though. They're so pretty, and they just go.
Oh, did it? That's cool.
Nice. Yeah, I'm really a fan of how those callistas bloom, too. They're super pretty.
Cute flower. There's a cute flower.
Yeah. Tucked away so it doesn't get scissored off. Okay. All right. This is Finlaysoni sucrin. Absolutely gorgeous. Nice curved shape to the leaves on these. They got like really nice velvety new growth, top and bottom. It's fuzzy. It's just stunning. The splash, the veins, the shape of the leaves, and they can get quite big too. So I really enjoy this species. It's probably my favorite Finlaysoni at the moment, leaving aside Bahoy, of course. Okay, next we have this beautiful Helwigiana. You're going to see a lot about this species today. Some foreshadowing. It's a very beautiful plant. I really enjoy it. It's a fast grower that blooms quite frequently, and it's just an easy plant to grow. But you get these really striking leaves that have this really nice contrast between what's sun-stressed and the veins. It's just remarkable. It's a super beautiful plant. I've seen them sun-stressed all the way to a plum purple color, and just so pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it does kind of look like that, doesn't it? It's got that vibe. That's why I think the micro dwarf, it doesn't really come across on camera how cute that plant is. And when you look at it up close, you're just like, it's just shrunken down plant. It's so cute. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. That one that we sent you has some larger leaves on it too, so you can actually get a little bit better view. But yeah, they're just absolute stunners. I'm just a big fan of that plant. And especially since it's been in our soil, I feel like it's really taken off and done an extra good thing. Yeah, everybody should have one eventually. I understand they're definitely a winner. Okay, this is another favorite of ours. We'll sing their praises until the cows come home. This is a verticillata, FKA Bulgur pallida. They just have such interesting character, personality. It's like, I don't know. They get a little splash. They get a little sun stress. They can turn full purple. It's just a very beautiful, small-leafed species that has just all kinds of personality. Okay, speaking of personality and small leaves, we have Sulwanika. This one actually did sell, I think. This one is 003. Okay, so if someone else is looking for one, let us know, or just check in the store. There's several others listed. But Sulwanika is really beautiful. It's got these super glossy leaves, but they're fuzzy on the backs, sort of velvety fuzzy. And the way that they grow, you can see lots of growth. They're short node spaces and lots of action. So on a trellis, this is going to fill up really beautifully. And you can imagine how that would just light up the room. Super beautiful.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Super fragrant flowers.
Oh, really? I've not seen them flower yet. We got it as like a tiny little plant.
Just got to put your trellis. Nice.
And it grew and grew, and I hoarded it for as long as I could. But then I was like, oh man, I have to make some cuts for this and share this. It's such a great plant. Everybody's going to want to have this. Okay, next we have Obscura Silver. This is a really beautiful, easy growing variety of Obscura. We love Obscura all around, but this silver is super pretty. This is a 001. 2 of them available in the shop today, but super pretty.
Yeah, Hoarder is his middle name.
Yes, I would have to say, if you were going to identify, if you're going to put it out there, Hoarder is my middle name. Yes. But yes, there's a lot in the floorboards you have to be mindful of. But again, the floorboards have been getting turned out lately. We've been putting a lot more out forward. So you'll see a lot more of that stuff in the shop. Yeah, love it. We've just got some cryptic chrome to compare. Growing in our conditions, it's doing well and
Good morning.
It's taken off. So I took some cuts the other day. Fingers crossed they do well, and we'll hopefully have some of those available too, so that you guys can have them side by side in your collection. Ooh, that's tricky. I like the way their flowers hang downwards, but it's not that it wouldn't do that.
Yeah, there's a very significant difference.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure there was going to be, but when you look at where the silver is in the leaf, it's definitely different. To the Obscura silver looks dusted, like sugar dusted, and the cryptic chrome is way deeper in the leaf.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a different look. And the cryptic chrome that we bought was sun stressed, but the new growth that's growing out of it since we have it is not sun stressed. So you're seeing a direct comparison to our silver versus the sun stressed. So it's an interesting one. And I'm looking forward to actually having that mother plant out on the patio possibly this summer and get some good bright.
I'm hoping it'll do better because the regular Obscura silver didn't like being out of the
outer
patio.
variegated.
Oh, it was the outer variegated.
That one didn't care for it. Yeah. So again, it's one of those things we'll have to see. Now our large Obscura, it lives its best life in the summertime.
And hanging.
And it gets full summer sun in the morning. So it gets it hangs on the end of the gable and catches direct rays in the morning. And then it just gets the most beautiful reds and purples and flowers like crazy all summer long. And then when I bring it in, it's like, I hate you and I'm going to look terrible all winter for you. So it's one of those plants. So
it does come back though every spring.
Yeah. It just lives its best life out there. it does its thing. So I love them. I think all Obscuras have a real personality thing that I dig, and I'll probably have a nice collection of them forever. This is another really great one I love in our collection. This is Leonensis, large, pillowy leaves with great pink splash and super pretty. They have the greatest shape. That really nice curve to them as they taper down to the petiole, and those wavy midribs. It's just so striking. Yeah, I hear that. All right, let's see. We have a tangle. Let go, let go. Okay, next we have Tequila. Yeah, Tequila Sunrise. That's the one. Look at that gorgeous new leaf there. Super beautiful. You can see that's growing in lower light, so it's got that really nice rich green color. Gorgeous splash. But if you grow this in the bright light, it also gets really nice sun stress and brings out those veins. It's been a really easy grower for us this time. The first two times I tried to grow this plant, it just immediately died for me. But that's a testament to not giving up, because the next time it grew like a weed. So I don't know what it was that I was doing wrong before, or what I learned in between, but something I learned helped me to make this plant do so much better on the third try. So let that be a lesson. Don't give up. You never know when success is right around the corner. This is such a beautiful plant, and I'm so glad I tried again, because now I have a really beautiful specimen, and we have a beautiful plant we can share with you guys. So Tequila Sunrise is not to be missed. It's just the ones we had bought previously were a little fussier, so I had to push through and learn better. Okay, this is another really great one. This is a Af Lambie. Gorgeous.
Okay, it's old.
Splashy leaves. I'm a huge fan. And as you can see, that lower leaf, woo, nice dark color. When they grow in the lower light, that rich dark color comes through, and it's just so pretty. Okay. Next we have a UT0112 Af for Bessie. Super gorgeous. You can see that shape coming through, that really elongated taper, gorgeous pink splash. And this is not a small plant, pretty good and chunky. I have this really nice node forming here with multiple leaves and another growth point, and new growth here at the base. Super beautiful. This is one of my favorites, because in the bright light, this gets a very, very bright pink. So super gorgeous, very convincing. UT012. Okay, next we have Anna Cajon. An absolutely gorgeous dark margin leaf with velvety fuzzy texture. These sun stress really beautifully, and the margins come out even more. And then the flowers on these are like sigillatus, but large. Super pretty and slightly fragrant. They're just such a pretty plant, and it's my most petable leaf in the collection. They don't seem to mind. They're very durable, but just a gentle stroke as I walk by, I can't resist it every single time. They're just so pretty. Okay, this is MB1457. And look at that beautiful margin on that leaf. It's just a brightest red color. It pops when you get this in the brighter light. It reinforces that. And then you have these gorgeous leaves with that nice splash. Very, very pretty leaf. Very, very pretty flower. These are stunning. 10 on the pet scale. Yes, absolutely. 100%. It's hard to think of another one that's even close, honestly. Hypoplasia is behind. Yeah, Cebu. Yeah, you're right. I'd say the fuzz is shallower on the Cebu, but it's definitely very fuzzy and very fun to pet. I would agree. Okay, next we have Dragonfly. Sigillatus dragonfly, another great variety of sigillatus that gets these really large sun-stressed leaves, great splash, beautiful flowers. All around, it's just a really great sigillatus variety. Okay, next we have Bordini, another really great long leaf. Villosa, yes. villosa, globulosa, definitely very pettable. I had to put my globulosa up in a way. I don't think it was liking me petting it. It wasn't liking a lot of things, actually. I think I gave it too much light, and it was looking sad for that. And I moved it to a darker corner, and it's really rebounded quite a bit. And then I dropped it. I knocked it down. I went to go get a tray, and it and my lacanosa fell on top of my matrata, and there was a disaster. You know, confined spaces with all those plants, sometimes there's like a disaster, and you only hope that you don't wreck everything, but sometimes it's just heavy losses.
It'll bounce back.
Yeah. Okay, here we have latifolia. Latifolia queensy. It was at the tip of my tongue. It just wouldn't come out. Yeah, right? Casualties of warfare. Sometimes you're just walking by and a vine hooks you right in the arm. You grab it like this and walk off and pull it right off the shelf or something.
Yeah, that's usually what happens is just after I vacuumed, and I will knock one off the table onto the floor.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. It's the order of things, you know? It's not going to do it before you have to vacuum. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you just can't help it. You just have to knock the plant off just because it's been too long. All right. One more tray. You guys want to see some more plants? Or should we go outside? Let's show one more tray. We can do it fast. Okay. Very quickly now. Here we go. Capit Borneo. Very beautiful. Great veins on these. Great leaf shape. Easy growth. It's like a Finlaysone, but it has these beautiful round leaves. Super cute. This one is 002. Multiples available in the shop, so pick out your favorite. Okay, next we have a Fusco Fecci cross. One of our favorites in the cross department, I have to say, just because they are so obvious with the parentage on this one. I think that's a really cool characteristic. Maybe I pointed out too much, but I feel like a lot of times you lose the genetics or the look of the genetics when you make a cross by seed. So this is one that the characteristics really came through on each parent. You can see the Fecci vein pattern. You can see the Fusco margins. I think that's really kind of a cool feature. Okay, next we have Griffithy Dark. I have to look at it again to remember what it was called. Griffithy Dark, one of our favorites in the Griffithy family. We have quite a few of them around, but this one just grows really beautiful dark leaves, great splash, and easy growth. Okay, next we have another beautiful Swiffer's Dream. Gorgeous pillowy leaves, stunning, easy growth. Okay. Okay, next we have Penny's Treat, MB1405B, sister seedling to the Silver Dollar. Adorable, same shaped leaf, same texture, nice thick chunky, same vine shape. It's just the same plant exactly. It just lacks the silver genetics. Still very beautiful. It sun stresses to more of a red purple color than the burgundy lavender that the silver tends to go, but it's still very gorgeous and one of my favorites. I really enjoy them and I think they're very cool. Okay, next we have Sunrise. Gorgeous, easy growing. Our particular cultivar of Sunrise tends to have some really nice large leaves. As you can see, a little bit of sun stress on that one. These are gorgeous, easy growers that flower very quickly and very fragrantly. And it's just a favorite in the common house of Hoyas. I feel like you just can't get away from a good collection is going to have Sunrise. Okay, next we have Botanica. Another great easy grower with elongated leaves that sun stresses really easily, doesn't require super bright light, and grows very nicely. This is 001. Multiples available in the store on this one. Okay, next we have Tsangi Outer Variegated. Specimen 004. Absolutely gorgeous. the margins on these get really nice variegation, but as they come in pink, and then they sort of fade to the nice white variegation. This splits multiple times. It'll turn into a big bush for you. Thank you so much. We try very hard to put our best foot forward, so you guys have a lot of good options to choose from. It's not always easy, but we definitely put a lot of effort into making sure we present what.
Do you have any more of the tech drawing lenses?
I do. Let me go and get.
You can get it in a minute if you want.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, speaking of shiny, check this beauty out. This is a potsy. Absolutely gorgeous, glossy leaves, and some of them are very splashy, some of them are moderately splashy, but I just think this is such a stunning glossiness to these leaves. They're so shiny and bright. I just love it. We've had a few that just, the splash on them comes out and takes your breath away, but it's not always the case. It was bought as a potsy splash, but it was like, I don't know if you can see this bottom leaf here where my finger is. The leaves are like taco shaped, like real puckered on the side, and they were like curved downward, and they had like a real distinction to them. And now, since it's grown in a little bit more of a, let's say, fertile mix, the soil is getting a little bit more moisture. I feel like the leaves have sort of flattened out and given a little bit more of a shape to them, like they're relaxing a little more, if that makes sense. But it's a very interesting species that we've grown and have a couple of different ones. I think it's very cool. Yeah, I think it is a stress situation that it puckers like that. As the leaves are forming, if it's not getting consistent moisture, then they're somewhat stunted and it doesn't really grow evenly on the top and bottom, and it causes a cupping effect. So it's just one of those things I think is very interesting, but a potsy can show a lot of different variants in its, what do you call it? Characteristics, let's say. Okay, this one did sell. I do have more of them. This is 005 Comengiana outer variegated. Super pretty, easy grower that just, it turned into an octopus for us. It was one stem and then 5 stems started growing from the base, but it just grew in every direction in these cute little leaves. It's a fun one to have around. I like to say it like sort of fills in the cracks in the collection. And so like on our table full of Hoyas, this one was sort of weaving in between here and there and just sort of doing its thing. But it's an easy grower that is fun, somewhat thin leaf, but they apparently have a really cute flower. I could see this going on one of those small wire hoop trellises. And when it splits off, you could have one going in either direction and wrapping around. I think that would be a very convincing, pretty little plant. So I'm a big fan. I think they're really cute and they're very easy to grow. Okay, last but not least, we have this beautiful little silver lady. This is specimen 003. There are several available in the store, but this cutie, it's got a little bit of sun stress going on, lots of pretty leaves, and it's just got that character and personality on full display. Similar to the silver on a silver dollar, they just have smaller leaves with a little bit more texture to them and a little more character, I think. Super cute, easy to grow. They're very easy to flower, and yeah, super fun. I really enjoy them. All right, folks, we did it. We did the plants. If there's any requests, if you don't see anything that you're looking for in the store, it doesn't hurt to ask, but take a look through the store, see if there's anything that we didn't show. Argine, I do have a few more cooking in the prop box we can check on. The one, yeah, the ones that we had coming, they didn't, yeah, we don't have any more ready right now. There's some in the prop box still going, but not fast. Yeah. Caudatas. What can you do?
All right. Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you. Oh, another tech Jong into.
Yes. Go get it.
Show that real quick, and then we'll. Yeah, they've been a little sassy over here, I'm gonna say.
Okay. There's that. Sumatra passed into the next life. Yeah, sometimes they can be a little bit on the tricky side. I have some, cut out of golds that for the first time we've been able to propagate. They've finally made it into the cups, and fingers crossed, we're still doing. But yeah, that's another one that's it's been very slow for us. It's been one that's taken quite a while to get to where it's gotten to, and it paused for a long time and just sort of sat idle, and it wasn't declining, it just wasn't growing. So yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? Supposedly nice yellow flowers, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we won't put it out there unless we feel it's going to perform. And so I can't promise anything, but I definitely will be trying. I can promise you that, but I can't promise success. But that's one thing that, like, I will have the failure first before I send that failure to somebody else. I'm not going to put that on somebody else and send out a plant that I'm not sure is going to do well. So that's where the gauntlet falls there, is if I can't make it work, I don't want to send it out and be like, hey, or you try. I just don't think that's fair. If I can't make it work, I can't advise anybody else if they're having struggles, and I don't feel like that's what we try to do here.
There was someone who had messaged me about that one, so I sent it to her. Do you have another one?
I may, let me check and see how it looks. I think this may be the last one.
Yeah, it really is cute. It's done really well. It looks really cute next to this little lacanosa. Tiny little leaves. Oh, time change is catching up with me. I'm sleepy.
This one we could do for 10 less because it's a little bit smaller.
Okay, Patty, he has another one that's a little smaller. He said it'd be about 10 less.
But you can see it's actively growing. It's not quite as large as the others. Okay. Yeah, it's been a really cool one. I really enjoy it, and I feel like it's got extra texture where the size lacks. There's extra bumps and texture to it, so it's a very cool one. Yeah, right? For real. We're feeling it today.
Yeah, it's catching up to me now. Techjongensis.
Yeah. It's like a micro serpens. Super, super tiny. I don't know what the flowers look like on it. I've not seen a flower, but it's just such a cute little leaf. Again, like I said, it's like the serpens, but the texture on it got bigger as the leaf got smaller. Mm-hmm. So it's like even more texture-y looking. Yeah, super cool.
Okay, let's go outside. Are you taking this stuff outside? Are you putting it back in your pot? Is that what you're doing? Or
that was my plan, is we can take the camera out there, okay, and then we can film pulling the plant off the fence, okay, in a sort of simulated way. Okay. Because, I mean, it's not as entrapped and entangled as some of the other plants are.
Okay.
I did do a little bit of some legwork here so that we're not just fully winging it.
Okay. It's so nice out here.
Yeah, so as you can see, I had to move a few plants so that you can see over here into this area.
Give me a second to make sure.
But what's in here is a big old mess. Lots of plants. And what we need to do is get this one out. So it's been growing up here on this fence. It's also growing across the tabletop here. So I need to gather up the loose vines here.
I thought there was less on this fence. I swear that it gets every time we cut something down, more seems to appear there.
Okay. So then you pull this guy. Uh-oh.
Got it?
There's another vine I didn't see. Thank goodness it didn't have too many leaves on it. Okay, so as you can see, we have this giant plant and a dead leaf sticking out of the pot.
Oh, good. Thanks, Catherine.
Which happens occasionally. Not out of the ordinary. But you can see it's got some mature peduncles that have been flowering like crazy. And it's got some other vines that have peduncles. So this is a profuse flowerer, but it just needs to be reappropriated onto a nice trellis and situated.
Yeah,
So,
nice.
it's a lot of plant there, but that's one that we can definitely do some trellising to.
Okay.
This one might be more problematic. So I have this other one here that also needs to come out. This is not it. But this is one that we were showing earlier, the Leonensis. This is one of our mother plants. As you can see, that beautiful pink. It's just so convincing. It's a stunner. So anyone who doesn't have a Leonensis, just see, these are the reasons why you want one. So I'm going to set this down here. Hopefully it stays put. What I'm trying to get out is this guy here. This is a Bordini. There are some vines that look like they're more tangled in here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this one. Jeez.
Scissor time.
Right? Yeah, it's tangled in
In the
here
step stool?
with a bunch of other stuff. I'm not sure if that would help or not. Okay. So that's one vine that looks like it's freed from the fence. You guys see how big that is and how tangled that is? And now I have this vine that's through the fence and on the other side growing many leaves. Oh my goodness. This is a huge plant. See, sometimes it's right now that I realize how big these plants are. And until you start untangling them, you have no clue how big they really are. This is a huge plant. So this is going to be a little bit of a wrestling match to get this out without knocking every single thing on this entire shelf over. Okay, so I have this vine, I have this vine, and I have this vine. And I think that's all of them.
Oh, beautiful extraction.
Look at that. Woo! Oh my goodness. Holy maloli. Look at that plant. It's like I'm holding up a fish that I just caught. But look at those pretty leaves. They got some really nice sun stress on them up there. So Bordini is one of those highly underrated species that I find, they've got a lot of personality, a lot of character, but it comes out a lot more when you give them some bright light. So this is another one that's going to have to be trellised. I don't have a trellis ready for this one right now. So my intentions were to do the Helwigiana and get that done, but this one's going to have to be done probably off camera. Same process. But as you can see, look how much that clears up the fence. I mean, that's substantial.
That's what I feel like keeps happening is you take one off and we see all this space, and then I come back out here the next day and it's really full again. What's grabbing me? Everything.
Many and much.
It still looks full to you.
It does still seem quite full. There's a lot of plants on there. But if you can see, like, some of these plants are freestanding. They just happen to be on the table. They're in proximity to the fence.
Yeah, it's hard to see the fence too. Yeah, some of them are just using the wires as trellises now.
This one's woven through. Silver Dollar. Penny Street. So as you can see, that Penny Street's got a really nice margin, and those leaves are sizing up pretty nice. I really like it. This one is Melixi, right? I think it is. Yeah, Melixi.
Which one is that? Or?
UPT 001.
No, this one?
That's this one, yeah.
Nice. What's this here?
Ooh, that is a seedling selection.
Oh, that's a Paderwali seedling. Yeah, that's always pretty.
That stunning.
Yeah, we were going to show them the new things that arrived while we were out here too.
Before we walk away from here, let's show them this. This is another one of those ones that's going to be highly requested. This is the Jita Silver.
That's pretty.
Very nice. So.
The big one. Which big one?
The MRH, maybe?
The MRH? That one? Skip plant con, go straight to Schlief's. Fun.
Yeah, I do think that you would probably get a pretty big bang for your buck.
Okay.
But maybe not find as much for sale here as Plant Con. But yeah, we really have...
I feel like we're nearly able to see through the fence, and that's...
Yeah. It's progress. It really is.
That's progress right there.
What is still on the fence, too, is clipped on the outside so it can be removed, and rather than, like, totally twisted through.
So these two shelf... The plan here is that this shelf system in the center is going to be removed. We're replacing it with two more of these shelves so that we will have full shelves up in the center as well.
Yeah. So it'll be like 2 tiers of mother plants with shelves above.
We'll be getting rid of these upper big lights and doing more bar lights, like Mom's house, the double bar lights. Okay. You were going to show them. Let's show them. Where's that apple at?
All the new plants are back here.
It's really dark in this corner. I got to take it out here. And then I want to show them that other one from Catherine. Look at this. Focus. This is that Hoya apple, Chinese cultivar. It's so cute. I really love it. That was from New Plants. Okay, you gonna bring the whole tray out here? When will we offer apple? We just got it this week, so it needs to grow out. Have an 8-hour live and push through. Yeah. I don't know for sure. I haven't seen April selling it yet. This one came from Hanfi. It's a, where's the number again? Let's just put it over there. Oh, I got a Chinese Ascension number, or Chinese grower.
MYB 2022AL 00415.
It's a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
So might be. We'll have to check with her on that. Okay, these are some other new things that Catherine sent us this week that I'm in love with. This one has just like stole my heart. Look at that. It's like almost iridescent.
Yeah, super gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
It reminds me of a really pretty caudata.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I do love her. This one is also stunning. I think they're related. Yeah, that makes sense. Look at this. This is Darwini. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, yours has green apple. Yeah, maybe it's a different cultivar then. What else is in here? This one's really cute. Try not to drop it with the camera. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you. This one is adorable. That is Lumina. No, wrong side. This one, Sung Wookie. Very cute.
Yeah, I really like the splash on those leaves. It's super pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you have this little cutie.
Oh yeah, this one was adorable too. This is. I'm not even going to try to say that one.
Kind of reminds me of a Lee.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Fascius angularis. Fascius angularis. Fasciolus.
Serpent's large leaf.
Yeah, this is adorable. Lots of little cute leaves to add. Yeah, so we've had a good mail week, I gotta say.
Tecagon.
Yeah, this is cute. Serpent's large leaf came from UPT. That's good to know.
And this adorable little Aschenanthus.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Very cute. Fuzzy. Yeah, it is fuzzy. Very pretty. Yeah, so I wanted to share those with you guys because we are super excited to have them here.
Yeah, very cool. And we have an Apuntia.
Oh, yeah, it's upstairs in our bedroom.
Cuttings in the prop box.
Yeah.
First we have the beautiful...
We got an Apuntia, a variegated Apuntia from Catherine's family's yard, which we're pretty excited to have over here. Oh, that's stunning.
That's that Leymanii cloud sky. And we have Gunangadang silver. Isn't that beautiful? Super pretty.
It's in the light. Can I hold that again? Focus. Does not want to focus. There it goes. Finally. Really pretty.
Oh, holding the water.
Yeah.
Plug the hole while they run.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. There's a lot of big leaves right in this corner right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and all of them, really.
Yeah.
Trying not to trip over all these euphorbias in front of me, too.
Okay, we're going to trellis this Hawaiiana real quick.
Let's do it. All right, let me grab the plant and we will proceed. Part of retrellising this plant is going to be actually repotting. So I brought a larger pot, some soil, and a new trellis. So that's going to be part of the whole experience here. Ordinarily, when I do these reappropriations, I sometimes will take cuttings off of a plant, but I just actually recently took some cuttings off of Hawaiiana and don't currently need any more at the moment. So I'm going to try not to make any cuttings here while I'm doing this process. So I have a considerably larger pot that I'm going to reuse here. I have a large trellis here that I'm going to use. And so we're going to have, this is going to be much more manageable under these circumstances. So in order to just get started, I'm just going to clip a few of these out of the way. Some of these wires are going to be extra on this propagator or on this trellis because they're just going to be an obstruction. So I can just trim a few of those away, give myself a little bit more room to work. The reason is because there's a lot of leaves here at the base of the plant that I'm going to have to work around while trellising. I have to get the trellis down into the pot without interfering with the stem or the leaves that are growing here. So I want to be able to create a little pathway for them to get out, and then I can wrap them on the outside of the trellis as I'm going along. So first things first, whenever I'm potting up into a larger size, I want to be very mindful of the soil level. I should be sponsored by DeWalt. Yeah, I think I've bought 10 of those sprayers, and I do use quite a few of their tools. I've been a fan since I was a contractor of DeWalt tools. Just always been kind of like impressed with their strength and longevity. Yes, very mindful, very demure, very DeWalt. Yeah, I think they have the most power and the most versatile collection of different things, and the tools are professional quality. I was very resistant to go to battery powered at first, but when I saw how much power they can deliver and how portable they can be, it was definitely a mind changer.
Gone down a rabbit hole here now.
So this bucket being considerably taller than this bucket or this container that this is in, I'm going to put a level of soil down in the bottom of this just to begin with no roots in it. Then we'll add the soil with the pot. But to begin with, we'll get a little bit of soil down in the container, bring us up to the level. Okay. Now when I'm repotting this, because it's not too full at the top, I'll be able to pour soil around the plant. So I'm not too worried about side pouring or side loading it like I do with my cuttings. Those of you who've seen me pot up cuttings, there's a slightly different technique that I use for that. Yeah, right? Surprise, surprise. I don't know. I think there's something to be said for the experience that you're given. You go back for it if it's good, right? All right. So now that I have this in here and it's at the level where I want it to be, I'm just going to go ahead and pour some soil down on either side of this and fill in the outside of the pot. Same soil that I use for all of my cups, I'm going to be using in this larger container, and I'm just going to go ahead and finesse that down alongside the plant. Try and get it mostly in the pot. Okay. A couple like gentle taps, no big deal. Get that to settle and seat in there. And now we have this really nice situated plant. So, yeah, a couple of love taps is all it takes. Get that soil to settle on in there. Yeah, exactly.
A little shake and shimmy.
That's it. A little shake and shimmy. That's it. That's all it takes. All right, so now I'm just carefully trying to wiggle these spiky ends of this wire down into the pot without stabbing any leaves or anything. And I don't want to break anything, so I'm trying to be very gentle here. Just get your leaves sort of situated in a way that they are pointed upwards. Like, that's the main thing. And then you kind of want to gently caress these into place. You got to take your time with it. Be gentle. Give them some time to move and sort of finesse a couple of leaves inside and tease that in there so you get a nice piece across the wire. Like I have under my thumb here, I have this vine going past a wire, and I'm going to clip it right there, and I'll show you if I get it clipped. Okay. So now I'm clipped on that spot there, and I can keep wrapping this around the outside of this cage, which means the leaves are going to be pointing in the right direction. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to be mindful of, is that I'm not pointing my leaves in the wrong direction. If a leaf is between the trellis and the vine, then I'll sort of weave it in so it sort of tucks inside there a little bit. As long as the petiole is inside, there's room inside this cage for a lot of leaf to grow, so that'll be okay. Also be mindful of the way your peduncles are facing. If they're pointing in a weird and awkward way, or they're up against the fence, when that goes to bloom, you might have a little bit of some hassle with it. Okay. Now this one has no leaves on the vine, or there's just a brand new leaf. So this gives you the most flexibility. So you'll take this and sort of wrap it around the rest of the plant as much as you can, making sure you're not trapping any leaves, but give yourself a nice little weave around there. And then what I like to do is just try and make sure that each of your vines, as you're stringing them along, is pointed upward at the end, okay? And that will continue growth on that direction. So we just have one more vine to go, and I'm going to wrap this in the other direction. Since I wrapped those both counterclockwise, I'm going to wrap this one clockwise.
Any particular reason?
Just for evenness, just so that it looks more full and balanced as it goes along. And so this one doesn't have to go all the way to the top. I'm just going to weave it around in here on the lower level. So it still has more room to grow upwards, but I'm still going to have the end of the vine pointing upwards. So as you can see, that vine is still directionally pointed upwards. Oh, I broke a leaf off. Casualties of war. Sometimes that happens. Try not to get too upset about it. You know, don't curse yourself or anything. It's fine. It is what it is. And look at how many leaves this plant has. Plenty. Okay. So it's not hurting for anything. For the most part, that's oriented in the right direction. If I have to, I might add a clip here or there just to keep things pointed in the right direction. You just want to be careful not to kink the vine. Don't bend things. Even if leaves are pointing in the wrong direction like this, that's okay, because the new leaves will come in pointing in the right direction. It's not going to hurt it. And even if those are your only leaves, I've potted plants where they only had leaves facing in the wrong direction, and it still grew new leaves pointing correctly and was just fine. So don't be discouraged by that. Everything doesn't have to be perfect, and it can still work. So that's repotted there. And now on a nice trellis. So what I'll do is just water that in, give it a good, in a pot this big, I'm going to go closer to 7 or 8 ounces of water rather than just 3 or 4 in a smaller cup. But I still am not watering until it comes out the bottom, right? I'm just going ahead and giving it a good drink and letting it soak and absorb in, right? I'll send it to you. No problem. Yeah, I get it. Like, it's a nice plant. I really enjoy these things. But listen, you buy a small plant, you will have one this size, no problem, in a few months. This is not something that takes years to grow. I just cut this more than in half a few weeks ago. So it's really a fast grower, and it's very rewarding. I find the sun stress on them is exceptional, and the way that they flower very quickly, it's just a really great species to have.
This is a soup pot. Someone asked that.
Yeah, it is a soup container. They're flexible and somewhat clear. We weren't able to find a more clear container. Otherwise, I would have used it. Leaving for a couple weeks. Okay, that's where these come in clutch. These larger containers can go for multiple weeks on watering. You just give a little bit more. Not like a ton more, but a little bit more lasts a long time. And so often in these type containers, I'm only having to water those every 2 weeks, which is kind of nice, because if you did need to step away, if all of your plants were in something like this, it'd be no worries. Now, I do have some that are a little bit more short term that need more attention than that, but I'm trying to phase over some of the larger plants that will drink up all the water very quickly into these larger containers and give me a little bit more leeway. A lot of the plants we have over at Mom's are in larger containers because I do only get over there once a week, and I can't check in on things as frequently.
We usually say water normally the day before you're leaving as much as you're able to. Don't overwater. A lot of people tend to want to suddenly dump extra water in, and that's kind of a little bit worse. You'd rather they stay on the dry side.
Yeah, that's another great tip. Lower your lights or turn your lights off, and the plants will use less water as quickly. So that's another factor. The temperature of your home. Believe it or not, if your furnace is running less, they will use less water. It's sucking the moisture out of the air, and then it evaporates out of your plant. So if you can lower the temperature since you're not home, a few degrees can make a difference. When I lower the temperature in the grow space by a degree, it makes a big difference. But I do have some pretty large air leaks in there, and it loses temperature pretty quickly. So it's definitely a factor. All of those things can play into a little more longevity in the watering times, and therefore give you the opportunity to step away and do what you have to do without having to worry about you coming back and your plants are all looking
I've seen some people like with shelving systems similar to ours, water and then put up a temporary tarp or plastic on the front of the shelf because it kind of creates a small humidity box situation. Not small, but kind of recreates that so they don't dry out so fast.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think that counting on the fact that Hoyas can retain a little bit of moisture, often we may get back and they're looking thirsty, but they're not struggling for life. I think that sometimes it's a matter of we keep them on the steady hydrated and they grow well and they do good, but they are capable of going for a considerable while longer without actually dying. They could just be very thirsty when you get home. Yeah, right? Wrap the whole place, top to bottom. Yeah, it's when you have a large collection, it becomes more and more of a consideration, doesn't it? I really think there's something to that moisture balance, and sometimes it's hard to do when you need to step away for a couple of weeks, and your normal habit is this. It can be a little bit
Dexter
difficult.
Style, right? Exactly.
Yeah, set yourself up like IV bags with drip lines for all your plants.
You can do that too. Yeah, I've seen that happen.
I don't know. I think that there's something to be said for the longevity of your plants being that most of them can withstand. Yeah, pull the blinds. Yeah, anything you can do to slow the speed that the plant's trying to grow is going to be beneficial. And I don't suggest putting them in the full dark the whole time, but if that's what you have to do, lower light is definitely going to help. Yeah.
You're just slowing their metabolism a little bit.
Right. So something to consider. Maybe the watering before you give them a little less fertilizer too. Consider that. Diminishing that plants want to grow or need to grow is going to make it more conservative for water consumption as well. So just things to consider. And then once you get back, go ahead and just step right back into your normal routine. Don't just flood them because you were gone. Give them a regular small watering and let's see how they do. And if they take it well, then give them a little bit more, but just don't come home from a trip and be like, okay, I got to flood my plants because they haven't had water in so long. I think that's where a lot of people can go wrong is they're not used to that flooding with water, and then being dry for a week or more can make them even less used to it. And then sometimes if you flood it, then you have air exchange issues and those kind of things can cause trouble. So hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully that's something, they are absolutely rooted. You can see lots of active root growth all the way to the bottom of the cup and all around. This is definitely
it's actually a little bit larger
quarter.
than it was pictured at. It's already grown out a couple more leaves.
Yeah. I prefer to send a plant out in that type of condition where it's really going to perform well for you when you receive it. I'd rather just hold on to it until it does those things for us, and then it can live up to our standard.
No, we don't have the Magnifica.
Ooh, that sounds magnificent.
It does sound magnificent.
Oh, it's so fuzzy too. Oh man, we do love a good fuzzy leaf, that's for sure. We'll have to look up that one and see if we can find one. Magnifica, huh? Okay.
Oh, look at the flower.
Wow. Giant flowers.
It's got a big giant flower.
That is interesting.
Oh, thank you, Grounded Goddess. We appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Woo-hoo,
We're just
party.
near the end of ours, but thank you for joining us. Magnifica IML 1052.
Yeah, it kind of does look a little bit like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's got that large leaf that looks very blend-inable, but then once it pops those big, beautiful flowers, that's going to be really cool. Interesting.
They're fuzzy? That large of a flower is fuzzy, or of a leaf is fuzzy?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely a good one to add to the collection. Looks like a fast grower too, huh?
Every time I'm like, I don't know if I have anything on my list. You guys tell me 9 things, and suddenly my list is 30 long again.
Yeah, that's what happens. Community. Community builds collections.
Yeah.
You learn about the things from your friends, your Hoya friends tell you about it.
No, I would not say you need one this week. Installation is included in all of our packages, so you don't have to worry about that. We still will be including that for a few more weeks. Heat packs, it's going to be 70 here on Monday when we're shipping out, so I think you're probably okay without a heat pack unless you're going to a very cold destination.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Was there anything that we didn't show you? Anybody wanted to see?
Anything you guys want us to cover as a topic next week?
Yeah. Shout out suggestions for that if you have them. If you between shows also, we're always looking for new topics of conversation. So if you guys have questions, please reach out and let us know, because if it's a topic we get a lot of questions about, we can do some content on it and hopefully help many people out with the questions that they have. So we're always looking for new ideas and new stuff.
Sure. What's your question? I know, right? 70s in Michigan. Okay. Hoyas can store quite a lot of water, so they also degrade slowly if they're a thicker leaf that has more of a waxy cuticle. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy just because it hasn't changed, but it's something that if you're trying to start a fungi, yeah. So they have a pretty thick cuticle and a very succulent vine, so they can hold quite a bit of water.
Here's that potsy.
So if you're not getting any growth and you're not watering, I would start watering it lightly. But if you're not getting any growth and you've been watering it regularly, then I would start looking for other reasons why. If you haven't watered it in a really long time, it may not be a bad idea to dump it out of the pot and take a look at the roots and just make sure everything looks healthy before you start watering it, because you may need to do some cutback there.
Yeah, I've had species that we've collected or that we've been trying to grow, either that are just cuttings of plants or that are plants we've purchased, and they just sit there and don't do anything. And it's not growing, but doesn't appear to be dying either. Hoyas have an amazing ability to wait for better times, or wait for a better opportunity, or wait for the right moment. And so I think that that's often what they're doing in that situation. And if they're not in their moment, there's usually a reason why you could maybe instigate them to grow. There's maybe a reason why they're not doing what they should be. Sometimes it's soil compaction, for example. If you're watering your plant and the water just runs around the tight packed root ball and it's not actually getting to the plant, that's one of those things that can cause a plant to sit there and just sit in stasis and not really move much. That plant's in survival mode because it doesn't feel like it's getting adequate water to do what it needs to do to keep growing. But if you can find that out, remedy the situation, then you can add water and it's absorbed by the roots. The plant will continue to grow and do what you expect.
Feel free to send us a picture of the roots that you're seeing that look weird.
Right.
We're happy to tell you if it's something that looks unhealthy or not.
Yeah. Yeah, with an unhealthy root, sometimes you can see it right away or you can smell it. Or sometimes it takes a closer examination. But if you're seeing the shells or the casings pull right off of the root, that's not a good sign. The bark of the root should stay nice and firm, nice and intact, and you should have these stringy roots that feel alive and vital. And if it's crumbling in your fingers, that's a very good indication that you may have either a pest problem or potentially a water issue.
Yeah, once you get that smell in your nose.
Yeah, you know it. It's hard to mistake. Once you know it, you know it. Rotting plant material is very pungent, and you'll start to get a whiff of something smelling less than fresh.
Let me see.
I think there's more than Yeah.
Which one was that?
This one was 003.
Okay. It's pinned at the bottom there for you.
Yeah. So hopefully we can help you with that. Hopefully once we can see the pictures, we can maybe give you a little more guidance on that. But sometimes you find things that are looking totally normal in there. That's not the thing. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Often I found plants that do stunt out like that and aren't growing. Upon closer examination, I found that there was pest pressures on the plant or something like that. If you have multiple growth points that want to grow, but don't seem to be successful, or they produce new leaves and blast immediately, repeatedly, that's something to look a little closer at, whether or not that might be a pressure that those new leaves are succumbing to, and that may be something that could be remedied with treatment. There's a lot of things to consider, but again, hopefully some of this is helpful and that you can start to narrow down what might be causing that failure to launch, if you will. I had a silver dollar, for example, just wouldn't take off, just wouldn't do anything. And eventually I just gave up on it. The roots still looked perfectly healthy, but after 2 years of sitting there watering this cup, the leaves didn't change. It wasn't producing any new growth, and I couldn't see anything wrong with the roots or the plant in any way. Finally, I just said, you know what? You just don't have the oxen. It's just not producing. You're just not going. So if it is what it is, it was only a single node. There wasn't anything to save on it. So I just let it go. It is what it is. Sometimes you just got to move on and keep trying with a different plant. Now, since then, I've had others that just took off and grew like wildfire. So sometimes you just get a bad plant. And if you did, then I would say, if you got it from me, tell me and I'll send you another one, because I want to make sure you have a better experience than that. That's why I usually wait to make sure they take off and grow before I sell them, because sometimes they, for no good reason, they just don't take off and don't produce. I don't want you to have that taste in your mouth about our plants. So I want you to have a better experience than that. I want to make sure they're growing before we even send them out. Purplish orange color. Well, I can't see that full comment.
Hoya with purple orange. Yeah, there's several Hoyas that get that kind of purple color or orange color from the sun stress. It's just a way that the leaf starts to protect itself by changing the color so that it doesn't absorb as much sunlight or start to reflect some away if needed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just basically like tan skin when you get that suntan. It's a block.
Can you imagine if people sun-stressed purple?
That would be something.
I sun-stress a very nice red.
Yeah.
In the right conditions.
Right? Yeah, it's a very bright red and painful red.
Yeah.
Poor thing. That was our honeymoon.
Oh, man.
We went camping. We went out on the lake in this little boat. We're paddling around, having a great time. And then where Nicole was...
I got very sunburned. Oh, hell no. Yeah, there you go. Try that. It's a 2-pound bag. So we usually pot in 16-ounce cups. How many cups would that get you?
6 or 8, maybe. Yeah, roughly 6 or 8.
Golden orange.
Yeah.
Oh no, outside at work.
Oh my goodness.
That's even worse. Then you have to go back in.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. See, that's just so painful. And then like you get that sickness that you feel in your stomach from it. And it's so miserable. Okay. But those do not look unhealthy to me. They look fine. However, it's in coconut, and therefore sometimes that can be fussy for me.
When you have coconut chunks like that, there's a couple of different things that can happen. It can both over and under retain water at a given point. So I don't know what area you're in, but if you're in an area that maybe is cooler, not a hot condition out, outside or something, you might want to consider repotting that. Yeah, in East Coast, I would put it in something that was more like a peat or coconut coir based media, something less chunky.
Yeah, the difficulty is those coconut chunks can look like they're moist on the outside, but Hoyas will root right through the center of those chunks. And sometimes the root that's inside there stays dry because that pot doesn't sit in soaked water, so the inside of those coconut chunks stays really dry. That's the frustrating part about it, is it's uneven watering. And so if right at the base of the plant, those roots grow right through a coconut chunk and then grow out into the pot and they're nice and healthy and happy, they can be cut off by that emaciated area that's inside of that coconut chunk. And unless you're watering by bottom watering and soaking it all up in there and filling those coconut chunks with water, in which case you would need a lot of ventilation to keep that a happy plant. So those are the difficulties with that. That's why I tend to dislike the substance, because you can't, with our soil, the roots work their way through the loose parts of the soil, but they don't actually go through the bark pieces very much at all. They wrap around it rather than go through it. So you don't have those like little segments of root that are not getting the same amount of moisture as everything else.
Lisa, just real quick, you purchased the extra bag of soil, not the main bag. So we have a listing that is for the main bag, and then we have a listing that is for additional bags, because we can ship up to 4 bags in one box. But soil always ships separately from your plant, because we don't want your plant damaged due to the weight.
Yeah.
If you only intended 1 bag, I can refund you that extra one.
Yeah, we'll switch it for you.
I'll refund you back that one if you want to go ahead and purchase the other. I can cancel the one that you bought.
So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. The discussion about water and all of those things. I do think that there's a lot of coconut out there that's being used. I personally have a vendetta. I just don't personally like it. That's all. That's my personal choice. I don't suggest that everyone else has to have that same.
Well, thank you. What kind of Hoyas do you like? Do you like big leaves or little leaves or really easy? Big leaves.
Big leaves. I suggest these guys here for big leaf lovers. These AH041s, 9s, large and in charge. Big pillowy leaf, similar to a AH027 or an elephant, but they have that really nice character and personality. They are really good. Let me show you my mother plant. You'll be even more impressed.
I also have Colonel Meekins, which is not as large of a leaf, but also very pretty. Where did you go? Maharani and Subquince nervous. That one sold, right? I don't think we have any more of those.
I don't think we
Where
do.
did that Meekins go? Maharani's odd, but it's pretty. Mayumi, yeah. It says additional bag. Let me see if I have the right one. I'll pin it for you at the bottom.
Here's the Meekins. So this is our mother plant of that.
So the one that you should be buying is on the bottom there.
Isn't that wild? Yeah, right? Obscene.
Yeah. This was the Colonel Meekins. These get a pretty big leaf, but not quite as large. Have nice like quilting down the center. What else is odd?
Odd.
Flagellata makes an odd one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, certainly. Let me check for you. I got the right one. You got the right one. Awesome. I'm so glad you like it.
Jennifer is odd.
Jennifer's weird. I don't like Jennifer.
Weird is different than odd, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sigillatus dragonfly. That's odd looking. It's on the bottom left there.
Yeah, I could say that. It is sort of odd. The leaves are purple.
That one makes a really cute orange flower. Anyway. Okay. Anybody want to see anything else? Catherine. Which one? Flagellata.
Where did I put that little fella? Oh, here it is.
Let's show what the flower looks like.
This is the plant we have available. Flagellata's got that really unique, it looks like the leaves are made out of stone.
This is the flowers.
Aren't they cute? They have like little whiskers at the end. Adorable. Run it.
It's at the bottom there.
Good stuff, yeah.
Cool. We'll be back to our normal schedule next week. So we'll be back on Friday and Sunday next week. We'll be having YouTube on Saturday as well. If you purchased a plant today and you didn't purchase a hold, everything goes out tomorrow morning. All of our plants include insulation. If you do want a heat pack, make sure you add that. If you're undecided on anything and you want to look a little longer, everything will go back to the shop. So feel free to add anything. We take orders until around 7 p.m. on Sundays, and then we will shut down orders for the week, for shipping tomorrow, basically.
Yeah, you can always still order it. It just won't go out.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
So, thank you all for coming to our TED Talk. Thanks for coming and hanging with us this morning. We always appreciate you guys' support. It means a lot that you come and listen to us talk. And even if it's not the first time you've heard us say it, we really appreciate you guys.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Hope you have a good Sunday. Hope it's warm where you are.
Absolutely.
Enjoy your day.
You guys have a great day. Happy Sunday.
Is anybody on to launch everybody to? Where should we send you? Plante.
Yeah.